He's back, and it's been a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow streamers, subscribers, and victims of the expanded storage cloud. Let me ask you something very simple. Do you own anything? Anything at all? Seriously, it's 2025, and I have less physical media than I did in 2005. I have more subscription services than I have friends. That's not a flex, but it is a cry for help. Everything is a service now. We don't buy music, you license it. You don't own a movie, you rent it. Temporarily from a platform that could delete it tomorrow because someone at Warner Bros. Sneezed. Fuck off. This isn't innovation anymore. It's technological Stockholm syndrome. Remember when we had dumb phones and then all of a sudden we had touchscreen phones and then touchscreen phones could access the internet? That was the peak. Everything from there onwards was just new apps also going on the internet. And they just did less helpful things every time. And now they charge you a subscription fee for every single one of them. Let's talk about this software, this madness. Remember when you could buy Microsoft Office? You could just put it in a CD-ROM and look, you have Word. Now you have to subscribe to Word, right? This has made people go to Google Docs. And you know what? If I'm at Google Docs anyway, let's shut down the OneDrive. I don't need OneDrive anymore. I'm using Google Docs, and Google Docs has Google Drive. And guess what? You get 15 gigabytes of storage, and then the moment that's up, you've got to pay a subscription fee for more storage. You used to be able to walk into a store, buy a DVD, and it was yours forever. Until you broke it or whatever, but it was yours forever. You could scratch it, you could lose the case, you could draw on it. You could draw on the front of the Blu-ray a different movie and just be like, ha, that's funny, isn't it? Now you buy a digital movie and it comes with the fact that it's attached to one of these streaming services. And if you don't pay for the streaming service anymore, you don't get access to the movie. Oh, but streaming is convenient. Yes, until one thing that you watch consistently is on a different platform. Now you don't just need Netflix, you need Hulu. And guess what? Hulu's now owned by Disney, so you now need to go over to Disney Plus. Oh, and Disney Plus and Netflix, that would have been great. But unfortunately, all the Warner Brothers media you want to watch is on HBO Max. So get Max too. And guess what? All of these things are pumping out the content that you've been watching for years, but you want to see something new. You want to see something inventive. You want to see something from creators that are getting their chance finally to tell stories that they want to tell. Cool. Let's go over to Apple TV and Prime Video and probably NASA Plus or any of the NBA subscriptions that you have to watch to just follow your local team in America. Just to watch any of these seasons or keep up with any of these shows, you have to spend nearly hundreds of pounds or dollars every month. And don't even get me started on games. Games as a service. That's just a nice way to say, hey, you paid $70 for this game, but we might turn it off next year. What do you mean? I spent real money on this game. You can't just take this away from me. God, I miss cartridges. Cartridges were the greatest. They were honest. They didn't work. You just took them out, you blow on them, they put it back in, and they work again. Now, when the game goes off, you scream because the servers have gone down and there's no third-party support. Let's be clear. I'm not from the 1940s. I love convenience. I love streaming. Want a backdoor. Want to be able to say, you know what? No thanks. I'll own this one. I'll buy this movie on a disc. I'll have this on a bookshelf somewhere that says, yeah, I'm a person of culture. I actually did pay for Shrek 2. So here's my modest proposal. You've sort of started to see it now. Physical media resistance. Let's bring back the DVD shelves. Let's storm the thrift stores, buy back every Blu-ray they've got, and let's hoard used games like it's the digital apocalypse. Because when these servers crash and these subscriptions lapse, and all of the world comes to shit and the internet goes down, I'll still be watching the Lord of the Rings Extended Edition with no buffering. Ownership isn't just nostalgia. We shouldn't be putting up with this. It's freedom. It's permanence. We have access to these things all the time. I don't want to have to read 12 pages of fine print just to watch The Matrix on a service that's going to change where The Matrix is next week. Let's own things again. Let's be bold, be proud. Let's be weirdos who still use CD players and USB sticks. Because when everything is a service, nothing is really yours. I don't know if you know this, but piracy is back. piracy sort of died in the early 2010s to the early 2020. There was pretty much no piracy in those eras because things were convenient and we were willing to pay for things and they were all on one place, mainly fucking Netflix. But let's be honest, at some point recently, all of us have walked the plank into the high seas of digital piracy. Not because we wanted to break the law, but because we were pushed there by a corporation trying to charge us $29.99 to rent a movie from 1999. You want to play a classic game from your childhood, you could buy a Nintendo re-release platform that's more locked down than Fort Knox, pay $60 for a remastered version with worse textures, and then pray it doesn't disappear when the eShop shuts down next spring. Or, and I'm just saying theoretically, hypothetically, in a dream I had once, you could download an emulator, find a ROM of Super Mario Sunshine, and be playing it on your little handheld device or PC in 14 minutes with widescreen custom controls, zero microtransaction, and AI upscaling. And the crowd goes wild for the Luffy-themed piracy. Listen, emulation isn't piracy, it's preservation. It's history, it's archaeology. You think the Smithsonian has a GameCube? No, we do. The nerds, the hoarders, the retro junkies with 12 terabytes of abandonware and no regrets. Don't even get me started on pirating TV shows. You try to watch a show from the 90s, season 1's on Hulu, seasons 2 and 3 are on Netflix, season 4 is on a limited edition Laserdisc in Denmark, and the final is available for purchase on Amazon Prime for $19.99, but only in standard definition. Meanwhile, your friend with the eye patch and the Plex server has the entire series in 4K, no ads, DRM, no buffering, and no remorse. They're not a criminal, they're a public librarian with an attitude. Let's talk cost, because you're broke and I'm broke, and I'm tired of just being this digitally mugged man every month. You start to think maybe the real crime is charging $15 a month to rent the same content we used to own on VHS for $3 at the Blockbuster. At least Blockbuster didn't require a terms of service agreement that reads like a Dungeons & Dragons spell scroll. So yeah, sometimes we pirate, sometimes we emulate. Not because we're bad people, not because we hate all the creators of these shows, but because we're tired of paying full price or double price for half access. We don't want to steal, we want to own. Let me buy it. Let me keep it. Let me play Chrono Trigger without giving Square Enix another dime for the 70th time. Until then, I'll be on my retro handheld playing Pokemon Emerald on an emulator with mods and a cheat menu, and no Nintendo lawyers in sight. Fucking bastards. I've been Yu-Gi-Oh! And I've been fucking angry.